The name's Marshall, Mike Marshall. You may be wondering why I'm so incredibly well dressed today. Unfortunately, I'm no secret agent. But I do like my communion juice shaken and not stirred. And I did just come from the Ridgely Country Club and the United Methodist Women's Soiree. And here to tell us about it is Amber Shive. Hey Amber, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I had so much fun at our...
No, this was excellent. However, I referred to this as a soiree. Is that right?
Well, that was a big compliment, but we like to call it our big event.
Oh.
It's our big annual event. And we try not to say soiree because we don't want to get anybody a little too intimidated.
Got it. So in the future, leave the soiree references.
Leave the soiree. You can say it in your head, but whenever
That's
you show
what
up, just
I'll
know big event.
Of all the voices in my head,
all
they
the
will be
voices in
saying
your head.
that.
Put that in there.
Okay, enough about me. How long have you been part of the United Methodist Women?
So I've been part of UMW for about 5 years.
Neat.
5 years.
Neat.
And I absolutely love it. This year I got to serve as the programs chair for UMW. And so I got to see a lot of the behind the scenes planning for all the things that we have going on. But this was my first year to not chair Journey Through Faith.
This right here.
I got to chair it the last 2 years, but this year our two chairs, Megan and Allison, did an incredible job. And they worked
really
with
did.
a great team and a great committee to pull off an incredible event. There were over 250 people there today.
I know it. Now, describe, what is it kind of like at Ridgely Country Club? How would you describe
Well,
it?
I would have to say that UMW put their own personal stamp on UMW, or not UMW, but on Ridgely today.
Yeah.
Because we had boots, we had bling, we had mustard seed jewelry. It was, they were singing. Did you remember the singing?
I do.
From the Crossroads Singers. It was quite an event. But whenever you walked in, the thing that you could not get away from was the fellowship.
Right.
My favorite thing about UMW and our big event is the rich diversity that you feel whenever you walk in. You have people aging from 90 to early 20s.
Yeah,
and
that's really
everyone's
true.
equally having a great time.
Yep, that was my experience. I mean, that was definitely the case. And what's the deal with the heads and tails game?
I have to say, the heads or tails is my favorite part of the entire event. We have a silent auction and we have a raffle. But the heads or tails is a game where you literally put your hand on your head or your tail to see if you can win a prize. Exactly. And I was out the first round. How long did you last?
I died tragically during the first round. I'm bitter. I'm incredibly bitter. Every year I've lost.
The first time every time?
Yes, pretty much.
Maybe next year.
I'll keep coming and I'll keep
I
trying.
think you should. I've tried to partner up with a friend to do one head and one tail, but we've not made it.
I think that's brilliant strategy.
It didn't work out though.
So what's the point of all this? I mean, the point of, people giving money toward auction items, toward, heads or tails, or what's the point of it?
That's a great question. Our big event, the entire point for UMW's big event is to give back to women and children in need in the Fort Worth community. Last year's event raised over $30,000 that we were able to give to women and children, 6 different organizations that we shared those funds with right here in Fort Worth. And by the looks of today, I think that we're going to be able to do a lot of great giving. Last year, we were able to give to the Justice Ministry, the food that goes into the backpacks at our mission here.
Yep.
We gave scholarships to the youth. We gave money to the Methodist home. And I know after today's big event, we're going to be able to do some great things as well.
Oh, I bet so. Well, Amber, in addition to the Journey Through Faith auction, there are other service opportunities for the United Methodist Women, aren't there?
There absolutely are. There absolutely are. We don't just have fun. We also do a lot of good.
Yeah. Can you anything on the top of your head that comes to mind that's a part of the year and the flow?
Absolutely. Well, I have to tell you, one of the big things about UMW, they have 3 things that they like to focus on. Their faith, their fellowship, and then their philanthropy.
Okay.
And those all weave in out of, they're all in different order, and they all are very important to UMW.
Oh, I bet.
One of the things that one of our circles takes on every single week is one of our circles meets upstairs in the youth department, and they fill those backpacks for the 11 o'clock service every single week. So those backpacks that go to the kids in the sanctuary are filled by UMW members.
I had no idea.
We also go to the mission and we fill the backpacks with food for the local schools here in Fort Worth. There's all sorts of great things that UMW does. The one thing that they did with the event from last year is they actually funded the GAP program for the United Methodist Home here in Fort Worth. Are you familiar with the GAP program?
I'm not.
Okay, the GAP program is really unique, and it's one of those things that UMW could easily get behind, because GAP stands for Grandparents as Parents.
Okay.
And it's for all those situations where the grandparents have become parents to kids. And because of the event last year, UMW was able to fund the entire GAP program for here in Fort Worth. And then also at the UCC Community Center, we were able to fund the Let's Read program. And it allows children here in Fort Worth school districts to get books to take home where they can learn to read so that they can catch up with the rest of their classmates. But it gives them the opportunity to catch up and have that confidence that maybe they weren't having before.
Gosh, that's amazing. You know, when you think about it, the service opportunities are both within the church, and then probably even more importantly, they're beyond the walls of the church.
That's one thing that we love, is that we're able to help women and children in need here in Fort Worth as well as in our church. We were able to give youth scholarships last year for youth here at our very own church. We were also able to give to our youth program here to provide supplies for classes for academy and things like that.
That's wonderful. Bravo for the United Methodist Women. And Amber, bravo for you. Thank you for coming straight over here and spending time with us before you head back into your family life and all the things that are part of the rest of the day. So
It was a great way to end a fantastic day.
yeah, I agree. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You bet. And speaking of service opportunities, perhaps you've heard of Habitat for Humanity. Well, duh. Of course you've heard of Habitat for Humanity. Who hasn't? It's one of the most important community events, outreaches that our church does. We do it every year. And we're going to do it again this year 3 different times during the month of May. Already a number of people from our staff and from the church have signed up, but there are some more spots available. So if you'd like to learn more information, please do contact the church office. We'll give you that information, and we'll even try to help you sign up. It'll make a big difference for others, and it will be a lot of fun. And speaking of fun, we know that anytime the Reverend Lance Marshall is part of a study opportunity, it's fun and it fills your soul. Lance is going to begin his pastor's Bible study next Wednesday on April 18th. It's Wednesday evenings at 6 p.m. Please do come and be a part of that study. Well, friends, I think that's all for now. And yes, this has been your Moment with Mike.